Hi, and welcome to this live reading from Psychic in Suburbia by K.C. Freeman. And this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Prologue. How to lose imaginary friends in 10 seconds or less. Growing up as an only child, I was never alone. I never felt alone anyway. Not until that horrific night when my mom banished all my imaginary friends. But it turns out they never truly leave. Shush, George, you'll wake Mom. I place my finger over my lips like my teacher does whenever the class gets too rambunctious. Too late, George squeaks out, then vanishes from my side. Aunt Edith, too. What are you doing, young lady? It's 3 in the morning, and Mom's eyes grow wider than the teacup saucers. I'm in such trouble. It's late, and I should be in bed. Instead, I'm in the living room with my mother's special tea service that is never to be touched, much less used. We're having a tea party to celebrate Aunt Edith's return from the hospital. Aunt Edith's what? Mom's eyes and lips thin into mere slits. I frantically twirl around looking for my great aunt. Where'd she get to so fast? Aunt Edith woke me up when she got home, said she was healed now and we should have a tea party since she's been gone so long. Young lady. Tears stream down Mom's face. Her cheeks are red as if she's been slapped hard, and her eyes hold such. Is that hate, anger, or disappointment? This is the last straw. The lies must stop. This isn't funny anymore, Abby. Aunt Edith is not here. She's dead. Dead. It's beyond cruel for you to use her as an excuse for this disaster. Her arms wave around our humble living room where the shaggy burnt gold carpet soaks up spilled tea I'd knocked over when I'd stood up too abruptly at Mom's entrance. Jagged shards from one of the cups lie in front of my toes. But my lips tremble from a mixture of terror of my mother, the onset of chill from the tea I'm now standing in simple shock. Aunt Edith can't be dead. We've been having a lovely tea party until 5 seconds earlier. Confused, I call out for Aunt Edith to show herself. For someone on death's door, according to Dad, when he didn't know I was listening. She sure is spry now, sitting on our couch 1 second, nowhere to be seen the next, along with my best friend George. He's always disappearing in a flash when Mom enters a room. This whole misunderstanding can be fixed if she'd just come back and showed Mom she's not dead. She's alive and well. The best I've seen her look in years, as a matter of fact. Her eyes are clear, no more white haze over the eyeballs. Her hair smooth and long where it had been frizzy and unkempt from lying in a bed all day and night. Her skin is no longer a sickly yellow hue, but a lovely pale cream of freckles smattered over her nose and cheeks. She was just here, Mom, I swear. Aunt Edith woke me up, so we had a tea party. She always likes it when we have tea parties together. I step out from behind the coffee table to go search for her myself, but I'm thrown back onto the sofa with a slap so loud it echoes in my ears. My hand flies to my stinging cheek. Tears streak down my face, too stunned to exclaim. Ouch! What was that for? Instead, I stare at my mom, not seeing the woman who kisses my boo-boos and makes me chicken and rice soup whenever I'm sick. No, this woman is a monster. Her face appears sunburned, and her eyes have narrowed into little slits where all I see is black glaring at me. I must have screamed because Dad runs into the room, takes one look at me, then one glance at Mom. What? I'm done. No more of this stupid imaginary friends bullshit. Aunt Edith is dead, Abby. Her body shakes as she wipes tears from her face. We just hadn't told you yet because I didn't want to spoil your birthday yesterday. She's dead, Abby. Aunt Edith is not here. George is not here. All those others you claim to play with are not here. They never were. Wait. Aunt Edith is dead? No, she's not. She was just here. None of this makes sense. But, my bottom lip trembles so badly I can't get the words out. Aunt Edith isn't dead. She can't be. She was just here. We were sipping that disgusting fancy green tea that she likes from Mom's fancy china. We never use because it must be saved for special occasions. We were flipping through the dusty photo album, laughing at funny-looking relatives I never met. I even endured the torture of being forced to see more recent pictures from when I was a baby amid George laughing himself silly. Still cannot believe my parents dressed me as Piglet for my first Halloween. I want to explain to convince my parents of the truth. They should be happy, not sad. Aunt Edith is alive and well and nowhere to be found. All I can do is shake my head until my neck hurts. It's not true. Aunt Edith is alive. George is as real as I am. He just has an uncanny ability to disappear in a blink. It's not my fault he's too shy to meet my parents. Dad goes to stand behind Mom, his hands tentatively touching her shoulders. Now, Holly, no. Don't now Holly me anymore. We've allowed this nonsense to continue for far too long. She's sick. In the morning, I'm calling the asylum to have her admitted, or would you prefer I call Pastor Jessup for an exorcism? Either way, I'm getting our little girl the help she needs. She turns to me, kneels in front of me, fire burning in her eyes. No more, Abby. No more imaginary friends. No more talking to people who aren't there. One more time, and I will personally drive you to the hospital, or they will put you in a jacket with no arms and lock you away. She shakes me hard. Tears stream down her cheeks, but her jaw is set, so I know it's taking everything in her not to lash out at me again. Do you understand? No more. I've heard horror stories about that mental hospital she's talking about. From kindergarten on, she's threatened to put me there every time I mention my friends, especially George. But this time, even at my young age, I hear the truth. She'll do it this time. I'm not sure what an exorcism is, but by the horrified expression on my dad's face, must be worse than the hospital. I can no longer see through the tears blurring my vision. My brain wars against my heart. It's either stay home with my family, but without my friends, and Aunt Edith, apparently. Or go live in a scary hospital with scary doctors and nurses poking me with needles, or worse, possibly never to return home. Either way, I'll be by myself. Alone. After 3 years of outpatient visits to the mental hospital up the mountain from our little town, and several prescriptions that numbed my ability to think at all, I managed to banish my imaginary friends and Aunt Edith from my life. Anytime they or other ghosts tried to get my attention, I turned away until a day they simply stopped coming around. From that moment, I was alone, seemingly forever, or so I thought. It turns out ghosts don't like being ignored, and will only tolerate it for so long.